All right. This is Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health. I've got the video camera all propped up tonight to just do a quick close-up on some knife skills. And you can see here, this is my Santoku knife. This is really replacing the traditional French chef's knife. You can see I got my traditional French knife here, also called a chef's knife. It's nice because of its size for some things, but the Santoku is really a sweet knife. It's a sort of a one knife does it all. And when you have a good quality knife, I would recommend buying a steel and using it. But anyways, we're just going to do a little knife skills lesson for some of you who are totally unexposed to such things. Use the steel first. And we'll just go over basic techniques for a few vegetables that I commonly cut up. First is the onion. That's one of the most common things we cut. You're just going to cut off this end, cut off that end. You can see the root right there. I'm going to cut that right in half. Peel the onion. And we'll just do a little dice on this. This is more for show. I don't even need this tonight in my cooking, but we're gonna do a dice here. So to dice an onion, first you cut into the bottom, not all the way through. You want it to stay together. And 2 cuts, that's probably enough. We're not trying to totally perfect this. You're gonna slice it this way. Okay, and you'll notice the most important thing about knife skills is the position of the hand. You don't want your fingers out because you can easily rock this knife and cut your finger. You're actually going to curve your fingers just like this. Press the knife right up against the knuckles and bend the fingers. So when you're cutting, there's no chance that you'll just mistakenly get your finger underneath the knife because it's always pressed and always tucked. Okay, that's how you do it safely, quickly, and you're going to use that technique for cutting anything when you're doing any kind of rocking motion like this with this kind of knife. But you can see the fingers bent, and we're just going to dice right through there. Look at that. Piece of cake, huh? Not bad, and that's a perfect little dice there, as you can see. I mean, that is just exactly what you're looking for, and very quick. And again, the positioning of the knife is very important in relation to your fingers. That's what this little lesson is all about. Okay, it's all about the fingers. This is another good example, a piece of celery. I'm going to cut it in half. We're also going to dice this really small. I'm going to go down and just nice julienne here. Just like that. Cut off these extra pieces and throw them in the trash pile. Again, you're going to tuck those fingers. You're going to put the knife right up against it. And then you kind of use this hand while you keep it bent to sort of feed the celery right through the cutting wheel there that you got going with your other hand. Okay, watch this. Fingers pressed up against, you can see, you know, you can feed it or you can just work your way down. That's all it takes. Nice dice of celery. Again, we got carrot here. For you guys who actually read the ebook 180 Kitchen, we talk about mirepoix, which is basically the French Trinity. You can see I'm cutting it just the same way as we did with the celery. Cutting some strips first. You can see even when I'm doing this, that hand is bent. Okay, I've actually never seriously cut my finger. I've shaved a couple of fingernails, gotten close, but even in 7 years of working in the culinary industry, I cut my hand plenty of times, but never when I was just chopping something like this. That's how safe and foolproof this is, and it's just all about habit. It's all about the habit of having that hand always locked. I don't even have to look at the cutting board when I'm cutting this, and I'm still safe. Okay, because my hand, the position it's in, I know where the blade is, I can feel it because it's pressed up against my hand, and it works every time. This is one of my favorite things to cut here, is the red bell pepper. we're just going to do a julienne of that. What I do is I cut both ends off, slice it, and then go through and basically cut that whole center out. Look at that. That is nice. Now you can go ahead and cut it up from here into nice julienne. But the real pro way to do it is to actually flatten this out like that. And take this sharp blade, make sure you have a nice sharp knife, and you can see actually in this one my fingers are actually bent up. You don't want to bend them down or you cut your fingers, but you can actually keep them bent up, and that way you can cut through this. You can hold it down without running that blade into your fingers. And it works like a charm. And it gives you a nice, better looking finished product here. You can see you can stack once you get to be super pro, and just cut a nice julienne here. Again, same finger position, no risks involved when you got the position of your fingers just right. You can see just unwavering there, my hands locked in that position. And one thing I will bring up too, when you see me working the knife, you probably think I'm going up and down. Okay, I'm not going up and down at all. When I'm cutting, it goes frontwards and backwards. It's kind of an optical illusion. You think I'm doing this, but I'm really rocking it back and forth. This makes sure that when you cut, you use all the blade. The more blade you use, the easier that this blade will sink through whatever it is you're cutting and slice all the way through. You can see none of these are stuck together. It's a great julienne. Going to use that in yet another batch of massaman curry tonight. Last thing, I probably should have brought this up first, but is how you hold the knife. Okay, most people think you grab the knife, wrap the fingers around the handle, just like this. Actually, you want to hold the knife itself, not the handle. This is more of a balancing to this end of the knife. You're going to want to pinch the knife with these two fingers. Hold it gently with the rest of your hand, but you can almost cut just like this. But you actually control the blade by pinching it between those two fingers just like that, and then you cut like that. And you can use this part of your finger right here is where the pressure is going to press down, and you get the little callus built up there. You can see on my hand where I've got a little callus there and a little redness from chopping those vegetables. But that's it. I hope you guys learned something from that. Thanks again, Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health.